In today's video, we're taking a deep look at the times when our favorite idols were attacked and horribly threatened by their fans. Keep on watching. GOT7's Jackson. As heartbreaking as it is, our beloved Jackson Wang is no stranger to scary experiences and attacks with supposed fans. I mean, our boy meets sasaengs almost on a daily basis. The first time these attacks got really serious and took up a physical form was way back in September of 2016. When Jackson first arrived at Xiamen Airport, people noticed that the singer seemed to be in a lot of pain. A female staff accompanied and supported Jackson, who was seen to be physically in pain as his hand was against his back. Of course, as any other fan would, Agassiz became really worried, and it got even worse when the reason for Jackson's injury was revealed. When Jackson was arriving at Xiamen Airport, a group of sasaengs actually crashed their car into the back of Jackson's vehicle. Obviously, if Jackson was sitting in the back seat, his back must have sustained some sort of injury. Thankfully, Jackson was given all the medical care that he was needed and ended up being okay. Still, it must have been a really scary experience because JYP actually released a statement begging people to be more careful when they meet their idols and that following anyone's car is a dangerous thing to do. Jackson also did not participate in the JYP Nation concert, which took place a few days after the incident, and I guess everybody can understand why. The second time Jackson found himself in a risky situation was just a few months later in December of 2016. Although he wasn't visibly injured, the situation must have been traumatizing either way. Jackson was scarily mobbed at the Beijing airport. The singer was quite literally stuck in a mass of people who pushed him around, making it incredibly difficult for Jackson to move forward. The situation got so bad that Jackson ended up crouching down, begging the fans to give him some space to move. In the videos from this incident, Jackson can be heard saying, "Can you listen for once? Do I need to get down on my knees?" But it still took a long time before the fans started to move. After it happened, Jackson took to his Weibo account to address what happened. Since Jackson is such a sweetheart, his main priority was the safety of his fans and that his heart aches when he sees his fans get hurt because of him. To be honest, Jackson had every right to call these people out, but because he's too good for this world, he didn't. Hopefully, none of this will ever happen again. Girls' Generation's Taeyeon. Even though fans are the people that give idols so much love and support, sometimes their love and passion can bring the worst out of them and their actions become terrifying. Back in 2011, when the girls were performing at the Angel Price Music Festival, something horrifying happened to Taeyon from Girls' Generation. As the girls were performing, a middle-aged man suddenly appeared on stage and went straight to Taeyon as he forcefully dragged her away. Even though the singer tried to do everything she could to get away from him, the man was still stronger than her, and Taeyeon was pulled away from the stage. It was obvious that Taeyeon was struggling to break free from him. Imagine how scary that must have been. Thankfully, Sunny was the one to follow the man to pull Taeyeon away, and the security guard was quick to stop him as well. The rest of the girls continued to dance for a while, but once they realized how serious the situation is, they quickly huddled around Taeyeon to protect and comfort her. This incident caused a major uproar in the fandom, and it spread to netizens as well. To this day, everybody struggles to understand what the man's intentions were, because who the hell tries to drag a famous person from the stage in the middle of their performance? At the least, it's a relief knowing that Taeyeon wasn't hurt physically. As it unfortunately sometimes goes, history repeats itself. Fast forward to 2017, Taeyeon was attacked once again, this time at the airport in Jakarta. Straight from the beginning, Taeyeon was mobbed by a mass crowd of aggressive fans. The crowd was so huge that you can't even see Taeyeon. The security guards did everything they could to stop these fans from hurting Taeyeon, but it was so overwhelming to the singer that she broke down crying. At some point, Taeyeon even fell to the ground under the pressure of the whole crowd. To protect Taeyeon from the mass, a security guard picked the singer up, which fans found concerning. Of course it was done with good intentions, but even Taeyeon herself was shaken up by the sudden action. On her Instagram, Taeyeon shared that she hopes no one will get hurt in the future and that this was hopefully just a one-time thing. I couldn't agree more. BTS's Jungkook. Not always are people's acts of kindness appreciated the way that they should be. I think it's safe to say that Jungkook knows this the best. The singer is known for his golden heart and how vocal he is about the love he holds for armies. Well, exactly this got him into an uncomfortable situation. Back in 2019, during their Love Yourself, Speak Yourself tour, BTS had 2 tour dates in Paris, France. The shows held many wonderful moments and surprises, like Halsey being their guest, but nothing was like the moment when Jungkook jumped off the stage into the crowd. Due to safety precautions, BTS almost never go directly into crowds to greet their fans, but Jungkook noticed an army in a wheelchair and wanted to say a personal hello to them. Well, this is when everything went wrong. Like bees to flowers, Jungkook immediately attracted a flock of armies that began mobbing him. Even though how Jungkook gestured to the fans to move back, it's like the fans turned a blind eye on him. Of course, thousands of fans were disappointed by this behavior towards Jungkook and the particular army. Not only was Jungkook in danger, but the fan was as well. Thanks to this action, BTS fans trended the hashtag #RespectOurEuphoria on Twitter, along with thousands of reminders of safety precautions and respect towards the artists. It didn't take long for the affected army to speak up about the situation on Twitter. They kindly asked fans to stop cursing on French armies because it wasn't just them who attacked Jungkook. Fortunately, none of the people involved were injured, but still, this must have left them feeling so anxious and freaked out. 17's Joshua. Fan signs are supposed to be a safe and happy environment for both the artists and their fans. Usually, these events go pretty smooth without much inconvenience. Sadly enough, it wasn't like this for Joshua from 17. This incident happened all the way back in 2015, just a few months after 17's debut in May of 2015. It's safe to say that the boys were excited to meet their fans and share some heartwarming moments with them. But all of this was ruined when a fan got furious. Apparently, the angry person was a Chinese fan and an owner of a fan site for the boys, which makes it even more confusing. When it was her turn to talk to Joshua, the fan suddenly took the signing papers from Sungwon, who was next to Joshua, and threw them at the singer. At that time, the video spread like a wildfire, and understandably so, because the members looked shocked. The alleged reason behind the sudden outburst is that Joshua frowned at the fan when he saw them. Mind you, during this time, Joshua was suffering from a pretty annoying sty in his eye. In pictures, it's visible that his left eye is really swollen, and surely it wasn't pleasant. Due to this condition, the fan portrayed it as Joshua being not interested in her, or even displeased. Strangely enough, Joshua talked about his condition numerous times during the fan sign, and he chose not to wear an eye patch so that he can make proper eye contact with their fans. Yet, it seems like this fan couldn't understand that. As if this fan's outrageous behavior wasn't enough, she then took to social media and made a series of angry posts. In these posts, the person bragged for whatever reason about having more money than anyone else, which nobody cared about, and even told the people who scolded her for her bad behavior to F off. I mean, chill out, girl. After her outburst of anger, she did apologize properly for her behavior, acknowledging that she probably hurt Joshua with her actions and that she hoped people would continue to give love to the group. Ever since then, her fan page has closed down and she's no longer a fan of 17, which might be the best. Super Junior's Hongyoung. One of the acts of kindness from fans is giving their idols various gifts. These can vary from little things to really expensive designer pieces. As heartbreaking as it is, it's not always like this, and sometimes these so-called fans can use this as a way to harm their favorite idols. But this case is a little bit more sinister than the other ones. Back in 2006, Super Junior's Hongyoung was the center of constant threats from his anti-fans, suspectedly because he was a member from China. Due to this, SM Entertainment arranged some activities back in his homeland of China as to help the singer escape the Sasaengs, but the escape gave him no protection at all. Unexpectedly, the Sasaengs appeared in China as well, causing Hongyoung even more pain. According to a witness, a so-called fan wanted to give the singer some gifts after they encountered him on the ride back to the hotel when his schedule was over. After the fan gave him their gifts and a cake, they requested to have a picture taken with Hongyoung, but the staff found something strange about them and politely declined, claiming that Hongyoung was sick. And thank God they did, because what they found in the box was straight out of a horror movie. In the box, there were small bags of blood, a sharp knife, and a stabbed picture of Hongyoung. How terrifying is that? Hongyoung and the staff immediately understood that this was done by a Sasaeng fan, and they sent the cake off for some testing. When the results came back, they couldn't believe their eyes. It was concluded that the cake contained a lot of nameless poisonous powder, making this fan's intentions very clear. They wanted to get rid of Hongyoung. Because SM Entertainment wanted to keep Hongyoung's Chinese activities private, they never made a public statement regarding the situation, which, if you ask me, is super sad. The reason behind this attack were the anti-fan communities back then, which were strongly against Hongyoung being in Super Junior simply because he came from China. They made it really obvious they didn't want Hongyoung in the group and were very vocal about it. I mean, when Hongyoung attended an event to celebrate his birthday, a Sasaeng managed to sneak in, yelling foul words at Hongyoung and telling him to go back to China. When the staff pulled him away and did a search on him, they found a bottle of sulfuric acid in their bag. How insane is that? Thankfully, Hongyoung wasn't physically harmed in the process, but it makes you wonder, what if he did accidentally eat the cake? And what if the staff didn't pull the Sasaeng away? I don't know about you, but these things are literal nightmares. Let us know in the comments which of these accidents you found the scariest. Make sure to subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye!